What's going on, everyone? My name is John. I'm a filmmaker slash creator and your host for Make Limited Podcast, where we talk about how to change our circumstances when life happens. In other words, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Today, we're talking about life. Welcome everyone to Make Limited Podcast with your host John. We've been out for a while. We have sent our emails out that we're going to be out for this couple of weeks that we've been out due to certain circumstances, but we are back, and I'm excited to talk about which is our first podcast back, and I'm excited to talk about life. Life itself. It's such a beautiful thing when you can open your eyes and breathe the fresh air. And there is nothing like it when, there's no other feeling that I can explain when you have been given another chance to live. And so on right now, I talk about it because we're going through something together as a world, as a humanity, and we're trying to, get through this process that we're going through, and it's a tough one. And we're doing everything we can, to stay safe, praying for one another, helping one another, and showing the good of humanity. And even though we've had some obstacles that have been trying to separate or distract or get in the way of peace and to solving situations that we go through in everyday life, we still tend to be moving forward. And the one thing that I believe, no matter how bad things get, good will always overcome. So without any further ado, we're going to talk about today about life. And it's going to be a beautiful thing to talk about, because I'm telling you, there's something about life that is just today going to improve your life, motivate you, inspire you to move on and keep on going. All right. So without any further ado, let's get into this podcast. Alright guys, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the emotion and the feeling that life gives. It's like a roller coaster. It literally is like a roller coaster. We have up days, we have down days. I mean, we are all over the place. And, the beautiful thing is that we try to find a way that we can organize ourselves, structure ourselves, so that we can move forward and, give opportunity to the people who are, the upcoming people who are going to be the next generation to move forward, right? And so on and so forth. And it's an everyday struggle, right? Whether it be work, whether it be finances, whether it be, vacation, whatever it is, life is life. And it's there. And, there's no other meaning that describes life for me than the feeling of when you wake up in the morning and you are aware of your first breath. You are aware that you can see. You are aware that you can stand up and walk. And it's such a beautiful thing, and there's no other feeling. And the reason why I say that is because, being a person who has experienced near death, and given a second opportunity, it's a beautiful thing. When you wake up and you're able to see the sky, when you're able to hear the birds, the trees. I don't know about you, but for me, it's something that is just so peaceful. And I think we all have that. We all have something that makes us feel alive, whether it be food, whether it be, drinking water, or maybe like drinking like a Gatorade or something like that. It's pretty much the only things that I drink in my life, but and Sprite, or music, or like a movie, and or just spending time with family. There's so many things that make us enjoy life, make us look at life in a very positive way. And this is what I want to focus on today, because life is not just something that we go through every day. It's not we're again, like I repeat, we're in a roller coaster. We go up, down. Sometimes it's really slow, the process, and then boom, it goes down, and we're with the hands up yelling and being like, whoa, where are we going, right? And there's a start and there's a beginning to life. There's all the time. But during that moment, in those moments, we have three things that I believe that make life possible. And it's one of the three things that, again, one of the principles, my main principles that I follow in my life is from the Bible. And the three main principles that I see, that I agree with in life, is that we have three things in life remaining. And that is hope, faith, and love. So the three main things, okay? And each one of these has their own power, but among them, the strongest is love. There is nothing like it in this world. Nothing like it. It is so powerful. It is so amazing. And these are the things that make life worth living. Because first we have hope, right? Then we have faith. And then we have love. And sometimes we mix them up and some other go in different orders. And for us, depending on what we value most in life, we'll decide in what order that goes. But again, we have those three things that we live by. You're trying to reach your goals. You're hoping that you can, my goodness, you're hoping that you can make it through that meeting. You're hoping that you can make it to your class in college, right? You're hoping. And then you're going through class and you go through the process of, doing your work, research, and you have faith in yourself that you can go through. You have faith in, if you believe in God, right? You have faith in God that He's going to, give you the strength to go through, and so on and so forth, right? You push yourself forward and you believe, and because you want to do something that you love, or you want to accomplish something because you love people that you want to help, or you want to do so many things, right? This is what makes life worth. It's what gives us that sense of emotion, of roller coaster that we go through every single day. But it doesn't become as important when we stay, when we stay at a point or a level of boredom, I guess I would say, the word, like first word that comes to my head. But in the sense, we stay in one place. We don't grow at all. And I believe that is something that can destroy us, because we are like this, everything in this world, we need to grow. We need to, receive our nutrients every day. We need to receive our exercise every day. We need to do things that are going to help our bodies every day, and our minds and our heart and everything that works within us. It has to, move. It has to grow. You have to, because the moment that you stop using, for example, the moment you start using your muscles, they start becoming smaller because you don't use them. So you start just seeing almost like bones on people, right? But the more you exercise yourself, at least 30-45 minutes, maybe more than that a day, you start seeing improvement on the areas that you work out most. And the areas that you work out least, you see little improvement. But you start working out that area and you start improving and improving, because our body are surviving. Our bodies are in a place of growth and in that ability of change so that we can continue living. And all of this applies to how we live our life. This is what I call the roller coaster of life, full of emotion, full of surprises, and full of just, goodness. Goodness. And, as I like to say, even though it's one of the worst things that I disagree on, but, there is good and there is bad. There has to be, at least in this life that we live in this world. Things live and then things die. And I believe as technology keeps on going, we're going to be able to do more things that are unbelievable to our eyes. But, that's only in the process of how we choose to get there. Whether we choose it to be led by greed, do we choose to be led by pro-life, or what are the things that our leaders are more concerned of than, everyone as one. That's why it's very important, the things that I want to talk or that I talk about in this podcast, because they're not only things that help you out in life or in circumstances when you're going through them, but also they are to help you in life if you want to grow in anything. Right? You have a dream, you have a career that you want to go to. Maybe you're, barely in I don't know, middle school or something, high school, you're in college, maybe you are already, of age, you're working, you've been there for years, and, or you're older, maybe you think that you don't have the opportunity anymore because your age has passed, time has come so quick. But I'm here to tell you, if you still have breath in your lungs, you still have time. Don't give up. Keep on fighting, because life is beautiful. Life is amazing. To be able to breathe and open your eyes and go outside and just see. For me, nature is the number one thing. So every time that I go outside, it's just so beautiful. It's amazing to see the skies, and I tell my significant other, I tell her that, once we start seeing that we can't hear birds anymore, then we should, start worrying, right? But my point with that is to kind of give the awareness that the beautiful sounds of birds in the sky is just, for me, as myself as a nature person, it's beautiful for me. It's what brings peace, when I go in the backyard of my house and I can see the birds, whether it be crows or some beautiful birds that we get, where I'm at. It's amazing being able to see them fly, being able to see them, come down to my grass and eat some insects or whatever, or be on the trees. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Very, very beautiful. And it's what brings peace. It's what brings peace when there's times when things are going by. It's what I do. I go outside, I look at the sky, I look at the birds, I look at the trees, I look at the wind, and I just think about, in that moment, how privileged, of how blessed, I would say, of how great it is to be alive. And it's such a beautiful thing. So, there's so many things that we do, right, to enjoy and being able to, live life. And it's one of the reasons why I talk about here on Make Limited Podcast, on your journey through that life and the things that we go through. And this is one of the things that in my heart was just that I wanted to share with people, because there are things that I believe that would help someone, that could help someone else, and that someone else could help another person. In other words, a ripple, which is the principle that I follow in everything that I do. You're the water droplet that is falling from, the rain or the dew in the tree, and it's falling into a river or a lake or a pond or somewhere where there's water, right? And it's going to ripple across to someone else, and that someone else to someone else. So the one thing that if I have to talk about anything about life today is choose to live life at its best, at its finest. And it's not when I say this, it's not when I say that you're living bad, you're living wrong, you're living this. No. When I say live at its best, live at its finest, I say every day that you wake up, remember that you have greatness in you. That greatness, you don't have to search for it anywhere else, but it's in you. So it's your choice to decide to be nice. It's your choice to decide to be great. It's your choice to decide to be happy. It's your choice as a human. Now, where you go and where your influence is from is very different because we live in different areas in life and different countries, different towns, cities, you name it, different regions. And we have different cultures, different societies, different beliefs, different way of thinking. And ultimately, we try to do good. We try to help humanity. We try to see the right in things and the good in things so that we can prosper and move on and grow. And that's the process of life. The process of life is to grow, to reproduce, to function in itself, and to continually keep on going, until it's time for, departure. But the main thing that we should all be looking forward into life is to living it to the greatest and the best that we can. And this doesn't mean go crazy. It doesn't mean, well, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. No, this means, what I like to say in freedom is a responsibility, right? Freedom is a responsibility where you choose, right? And you choose to be great, right? You choose to be good. It's a responsibility for us to decide to do the right thing. Now, by all means, like I said in the beginning, there is a bad and there's a good, and people would choose bad over good. People would choose good over bad. It's ultimately up to you. I here am to encourage you to choose good, to choose life, because ultimately it lives to things that are going to be better, happier, where the light is going to shine, right? But yes, there are some times in life when we have to face the darkness, when we have to go through an area or a time where things are not so happy, and it's hard, and it is, and it will always be hard. But the way that we choose to go about it in our lives is in the three things that I just said: faith, hope, and love. The main things. It takes belief in something for you to get started. And it takes hope for you to believe that it's going to come to fruition, right? And it takes that passion of love for you to keep going. And if you can apply that in your life and everything that you do, you'll be good. You'll be good. And this is why I wanted to talk about today about life, because I believe there's something that needs to be talked about in a very simple matter, not complicated, not using big words to explain to you what life means and the definition of it, and trying to give you the philosophy of how to live your life, but instead a very simple, that we have faith, hope, and love in that. So wherever you go, wherever your dreams take you, wherever your life with your family, enjoy it 100%. Be 100% present. I remember in my little black book where I write all my dreams and visions and everything that I want to do, I wrote there a quote that I heard that I really enjoyed. And it's a quote that says, wherever you go, wherever you're at, be there 100%. And of course, I'm paraphrasing it because I don't have my little black book next to me. It's actually in my bag and in my room. But what I want to say in this matter is that wherever you are at, be there 100%. If you're with your family, be with your family 100%. If you're with your loved ones, be with your loved ones 100%. If you're with your date, be with your date 110%. You know, and if you're with your wife, be there 100%. If you're there with your husband, 100%. If you're there with your friends, be there 100%. If you're at work, be 100%. Because it's not worth being in a place when you're a 50-50, when you're 80-20, when you're 70-30. Because you're living 30% of your life in that place and 70% in your mind, just believing that you were somewhere else. Life is long and it is short at the same time. But it is up to you to decide if you want to apply these three things in your life: faith, hope, and love. Believe in something, hope that it comes to fruition, and then do it because you love to do it. Do it because you have loved ones that that you want to do it for. But the main thing is that, the one thing that I learned is you got to take care of yourself, but it doesn't mean that you're going to just leave everyone behind. You're going to take care of yourself because if you take care of yourself, you can take care of others. And it's the main thing that I talk about when you're giving. It's the main thing I'm talking about when you're looking into, being a person that is successful in their career. It's the main thing that I say. Do it for yourself, right? So that you can help in the areas that you want to help. Because if you don't do it for yourself and you're doing it first for the people that you want to help, then what that's going to cause in your life is a distress that is literally going to break you across, because you're in a place that you don't want to be, because you're there for other people instead of being there because you want to be, so that you can have the things that you can have to help others do things. I was watching an interview with Oprah, where she talked about how she wanted to help a group of people that were the minorities, that she wanted to help them, and that she was in it emotionally. Right? And she talked about how it felt tremendously because it wasn't something that was fully there. Because the main thing that you struggle when you want to do something emotionally is that you do it with your feelings and emotions, right? Which is emotion. But the thing that happens there is that you're the only one feeling those things and no one else is. So that causes only you to be the one with the mindset that you want to be, but everyone else to be with a different mindset. Does that make sense? So the one thing that she says is, if you want to do anything, right, and you want to be deep-hearted into it, the main thing that you have to allow people to change is their way of thinking. Because if you don't, then you're going to waste a lot of money in something that you're emotionally connected to. Again, if you're doing something because you want to help your family, you want to help people, or you want to do something because you want to change the world. But if you don't help yourself in order to do it, you don't learn the things that you need to learn. You don't make the money that you need to make. You don't meet the networks that you need to meet. And, you stay in a job that you don't like at all. Life is going to get pretty complicated. And that complication leads to a disaster of problems that can affect your life, both physically, mentally. That's why for me, when I talk about these things on Make Limited Podcast, it's very important for you to understand that this is a life circumstance that happens and that is happening in today's life. A simple issue of not liking the job that you work at can be a devastating disaster for a family. And it can lead to many ripples that unconsciously will not be seen until the damage is done. And that is a scary thing. That's why I say, seek what you love to do, so that you can put your belief in it, you can put your hope in it, and you can put everything you have to do it. And once you have it, you're able to turn and help those that you love. or maybe you want to donate to a charity. It doesn't matter what it is, but you can now give to where your abilities allow you to do it. And this is a part of life. This is everything that we go through the ecosystem that we built here. I I like to disagree with the ecosystem that we have, not the ecosystem, the economy that we have. I'm sorry, the economy that we have, because I think that it's silly in a sense, right? And this is just my opinion, that it's silly in a sense because we literally get the materials of the earth, make it valuable in a sense, and charge each other to do those things. And I remember I made a podcast on talking about how life would be if everything was free. It's a very different, what can I say? It's a very different mindset to think in that sense, because you think about the things that you're doing because you're paying, especially when you don't want to do them. How would this world be transformed? It's like we can't see life without paying somebody to do something for us. And I get it. It's daunting, and it's just mind blowing, because when you think about it, you're like, oh my goodness, so that means that I can have anything I want. But wait a minute, who's going to want to do what they want to do if what they were doing they didn't want to do in the first place? So then what's going to happen, right? But I believe that it would be worked out very, very good, that it would be something that we would all benefit from. Of course, there would always have to be order in some sense, or an organization, a system that would have to run, of course. And but that's life. That's life for us when we're trying to discover things, to make things better, to do things better, and grow, right? Reproduce. Give the next generation something better so that they can move on and give the next generation something better. And that's our process. But in that process that you are in, enjoy it. That is the most beautiful thing. Some people look for the beginning, some people look for the end, but I look for the process. And it is something that I enjoy. I enjoy every single process. The emotions, the feelings, the the heartaches, the headaches, the healing, the passion of accomplishment, success. You have it all. But how you want to face it is what really matters. What you choose to do in the process matters more than the outcome. I like to say it as the hero story. You have to learn something from it. And that's the process. And the beautiful thing is that you're the hero of the story. Each and every one of you in your life, you're the hero. You're the one who is going through that process and coming out. Something in that lesson, something in that situation is going to teach you. And you're going to learn something from it. So choose to learn the best of it. Choose to be 100% in your life, wherever you're at, so that you can get the 100% results that you want. And this is a thing that I encourage you to do in life, is to live it 100%, be there, be present, and best of all, always have faith, hope, and love that are going to lead you through life wherever you go. All right, everyone, you have reached the end of today's podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful day. I hope that you're doing amazing. I hope that you learned and what you heard today is something that will encourage you and inspire you to be better humans. Now, again, you could always find us on makelemonadepodcast.com on our website. You can always contact there if you have any questions, if you want to talk about some circumstances, if you want to give some, maybe be on the podcast and join. And so the beautiful thing also is that we have a Facebook page that you can go visit us at, and that is, again, Make Limited Podcast. You can see us there, and also you can hear us and listen to us on your favorite podcasts that you have. There are platforms that you may have. Some of the big platforms that we are on is Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Music, that you can hear us on, and many more. So if you want to learn more about that, again, you can go to our makelimitedpodcast.com to know more about where you can find us. And if you want to talk to us and send us some information about your life or a topic that you want to talk about, you can always contact us there. So thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll be talking to you next time.